predicting price direction and its importance in your trading style?
Very much so. Very important, yes. If, as I say, I divide them up, trending markets, non-trending. Trending neatly, non-trending neatly, i.e. range-bound. Great, both of those are great. And then I have my horrible messy ones, and just avoid the messy ones because they're not nice to work with.
What strategies do you prefer? Range, trading, breakouts, trading momentum, scalping?
Gosh, it's I'm equally at home with range trading or with trending, which is linked to momentum, you see. It's a different version of the same thing, yeah? Scalping, I used to do a lot more when I was doing trading full-time, but it's very much a full-time job. And let's not forget, people often describe scalping and option selling as picking up nickels in front of a bulldozer. You've got to be very, very nimble, and you've got to pick up an awful lot of nickels because when the bulldozer gets you, it's not going to take prisoners.
Do you trade price breakouts, and how do you normally find them?
Yes, I do definitely trade price breakouts. I love them, especially when you've got a very dynamic pattern before the break, because that's the thing. Don't just look for the pattern. It's everything is building towards your knowledge. So, for example, something like a flag or a pennant that has that big push, big thrust into the triangle or the rectangle, and then when you break out above that, then you know that it's likely to be a big one because you've already got momentum on your side. You've seen it already in action, right? Whereas if it's been range trading in a sort of rather messy little rectangle for the best part of 3 months, and it sort of pops its head above the parapet, chances are that it's like whack-a-mole and you get back down inside your box sort of thing, you know, and it's a false break.
How do you determine when the market is near an extreme?
Historical perspective, so get as long-term charts as you possibly can. I've been looking recently at the price of live cattle, which is at the highest ever level in Chicago. So I've gone back to my very, very oldest charts from the 1970s and stuff like that. Data. Go back to stuff and say, you know, is this tenable? Is this, do you know what I mean? And does it look as if it can go further? It's a bit of gut feeling as well. It's not as rational as you might expect. Sometimes I'll just sort of go, oh God, do you know what? I've had a great ride here. Enough's enough. And I always believe in leaving something for the birds. Leave something for the birds. So sometimes I'll just say, right, that's that. I'm out of here. So it's not always a rational decision.
What indicators do you use to help you pinpoint extremes?
Yeah, extremes, definitely RSI. When the RSI itself is at something I've never seen before. So, for example, in euro-dollar, on a monthly basis, at the end of January now, the RSI was more oversold than it has ever been on euro-dollar. And that was when the euro was down at 82 and a bit cents per euro. Do you know what I mean? The RSI was even more extreme than that. So already I was calling for the thing to stop the rot, you know. So RSI definitely. Not momentum, because momentum is not an oscillator. It has no maximum, you see. So that's not terribly good. An index that has no maximum and no minimum is no good at tops and bottoms, because it just tells you, oh, I think we'll carry on. And then suddenly it'll just drop, but it follows price, so that's not much use to you. Definitely standard deviation.